Well, welcome to another edition of the Digicel Sports Show right here on Islandstats.com. I'm your host, Earl Basin, and joining me yet again is, in a good mood for Bermuda, Juggling Jay.
Bermuda is another world.
Yes, it is, and it's proven that more and more as we get closer to the actual day of Cup Match, the 115th annual Cup Match Classic, right here at the Wellington Oval, the home of the new. I won't say it yet. I'll wait until Friday.
Oh, I've been waiting for this day, folks. Remember, from the last show, you remember he wanted to wait to this day. So before we get any more answers from you today,
Yes.
let's get a message from our sponsor. But then all eyes will be on you as soon as we come back.
No problem. I can handle it.
All right.
Bermuda, listen up. D-Music is here exclusively for Digicel customers. Open up a world of music at your fingertips and access millions of songs from free. With D-Music, you can easily search for your favorite artists and create playlists to fit your lifestyle. Plus, you have the option to download music to your device so you can find a song for any moment, even when offline. D-Music comes with 1 gig of free data to stream and download songs without it impacting your data usage. That's 32 hours worth of music. Visit us in-store or online to see how you can get D-Music today.
I will lead this off. So now that everything's been done and dusted, the Cup Match trials have taken place over the weekend, and the teams have been picked. And you stated last week you're not going to assess your team until the team has been picked. So now, Earl Basin, what do you think about the Cup Match teams that have been picked for the 115th Classic here at Wellington Oval?
Very interesting. We talked about Somerset's team, what changes they would make, predicted, came true. You had said St. George's would have to make changes, and obviously they made 4, 2 because of injury, and 2 other players were not picked or not selected. Brought in 3 recalled players, and ended up with a coach. Again, very interesting. St. George's have to attack. It's a chance they're taking with the team that they've picked, but as we all know, the game's played on the field. And that's why I didn't want to speculate, because there's so many people out there that they could have picked from, and they came up with 11. So I know you're biting your tongue.
Folks, can you hear the confidence in his voice?
Oh, yes.
It's starting to crack a bit.
Oh, no, it's not. I believe in the 11, and I'm pretty sure there are other people who will believe in the 11 as well. On the day, we all know the weather's around us, and I believe that will play a major part in the coin toss, who bats first, and then it sets us up. If you can recall when Somerset had the cup back in '82 under John Tucker, the week was just like this, overcast, raining off and on. Clearly Wade won the toss and sent Somerset to bat. And Somerset at that time had a very strong team. And it's on the day. It's on the day.
Yeah, it's let's just go back and just reiterate just a little bit what you're saying. Predictable as Somerset's team, yes. St. George's team, predictable to a point. And I say to a point because obviously there's a painter probably in most people's mind of, okay, what happened to Justin Pitcher, pitches. I think those are the 2 major factors you've heard throughout the community.
Right.
But that was one of the questions I had asked you last week. It all depends on what criteria the selection committee is picking from. And a lot of us are not privy to those
behind the scene talk.
Where maybe availability, maybe number trainer sessions.
Well, I know on Saturday, the last trial match, Justin worked in the morning, but he did come and he did bowl in the second inning. Bowl tidy. I can't say why they didn't pick him.
Yeah, and I mentioned last week about Cup Match Somerset having a team that's pretty much well stable.
Right.
Where St. George's has some match winners.
Yes.
And I think from the selection now, I think they'll put so much pressure on the 5 seniors in that team to actually produce and also carry the youngsters.
Right.
Because even though Mackay is the captain, he's still a very young person, especially in this classic.
Yes. Yeah.
Let alone the vice captain, who
Right.
once again is another young person. Yes, for years to come.
Right.
But very young in this classic.
Right.
So then you have a coach.
Yeah.
So that's 3 off the bat that are very young.
Right. Right.
That they're going to be up against a few things that they probably haven't seen on a weekly, 2-week basis. But in saying that, like you said, looking at paper is one thing.
Yeah. Playing.
We saw 2 years ago down here at Wellington Oval, it wasn't a big scores.
No. No. Not at all.
Big scores.
Not at all.
And if you remember, at the end of day 1, momentum was probably even,
Yeah.
50-50.
Because St. George's had lost 2 wickets that night,
Yeah.
batting a second time.
Batting a
Both
second
teams were out
Both teams out
on the first day. Yeah. And 2 players were out that night.
So
2 players were out twice in the same day.
yeah.
Uh,
So we've seen wickets fall, but we also saw last year ending up into a draw. So
Yes.
for me personally, as a fan, I'd love to see something that's very entertaining. And I think the inclusion of Kamal Lavrock. Kamal reminds me of just a bit, I'm not talking about talent, but what it brings to the game as far as excitement or the expectation for excitement is what Lionel Can brings to St. George's.
Right. Right.
Whether he makes a duck or makes 100,
People are on the edge of the seat when he walks to the wicket.
when he walks to the wicket, there's going to be nobody at the bathroom,
Right.
nobody at this vendor's.
Sure. And again, Kamal, I hope it's only for 1.
100,
No?
as he said.
Well, hey, but that's a good banter in it. Kamal knows I'm a very big supporter of his, and a lot of other sportsmen. I'm a big supporter of him, and I want to see him do well. Unfortunately, he's not playing for the team that I support, so why would I want him to do well against the team that I want to win the trophy? So for these 2 days, we shake hands, and we pretty much what we do.
See, unfortunately, some of us have tied to our families. We've got to go home to our families. Earl would not be able to go out of St. George's or come back into St. George's if he was to side with you on this one, Kamal. So he would love to come home to see family. If he was to, like right now, he's wearing a bit of red, which is I know is against the law down here, even though there's a Bermuda flag.
It's a Bermuda flag. It's a Bermuda flag.
I'll make sure you wear the Bermuda flag on Thursday and Friday here at Wellington Oval.
Well, we have to fly a Bermuda flag.
Yes.
That's the flag that we come under. Yeah.
I'll be in red somewhere.
I know. You can't hide. You can't hide, and trust me, if things go my way,
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure Mr. Ford,
Yes.
right after I finish with Mr. Mabry,
Yes.
I'll be coming to pay you a visit.
That's all right.
And you know what? Either way, I'm going to come pay you a visit.
But if things don't go your way,
I'm coming to pay you a
you
visit.
got to.
Yeah. Either way, I said. Either way, I'm coming to pay you a visit.
Folks, there's one thing about this classic we've seen over years that it doesn't matter who's got the advantage on paper, anything can happen on that day. And, when you look at the dominance that St. George's has had the cup basically for the last 30 years or so, you look at the numbers, but you will feel that the momentum's been in the Somerset Arena now probably for the past almost 5 years. So this could be something that can extend for Somerset, or it could be one of those cup matches where, hey, St. George's might come back with something. And there's so many milestones that can possibly happen on this cup match.
Yes.
The likes of Lionel Can overtaking Wendell Smith to be the 3rd time all run getter.
Yeah.
He's only 7 runs away.
These are the history things that we need to make sure that the general public know what's going on and can expect when things take place. Because if you look at it, to be the 3rd highest run score all time in a cup match classic,
Out of 115 years.
and to turn around and only be one of 5 players to score, or 4 players to score over 1,000 runs. These are the things that we need to celebrate. We talk about generations of guys that played before us, but it wasn't until I believe Wendell Smith was the first. Charlie Marshall, Lionel Can. I'm sorry, Gennaro Tucker, who's now the leading run maker in cup match. But there were some players before them that we would have ultimately thought they would have had 1,000 runs for the years in which they played.
Yeah.
But now we have current players who are 1,000, third highest about to be, or fourth highest right now. These are the small things over the years that we need to keep reminding people. And the young players that are coming into the team now, don't just be satisfied with playing 1 year and then going about your business.
It's called a legacy.
Yeah.
It's called a legacy. And you see the likes of George O'Brien, who's had a fantastic cup match career, on 30 wickets right now. It ain't too many people with over 30 wickets.
Yeah.
And so to see what he can do, and the people he's going to pass, Stephen Otterbridge, so close, is 30 runs away from the 400-run club. How many batsmen can say that in club match? These are things that, will the Colt and Zara be the first Colt since the late Travis Smith, since 2002, to come in and get a 5-wicket haul?
Yeah.
These are the things that you get you excited, because any of these
Their
things
storylines,
and they're all possible to be made between Thursday and Friday.
Yeah, and we look forward to that. Now, Jay, last night, I have to say I was at the Premier's Somerset dominated reception. Yeah. I'm over it now. The Premier had a message. Neil Painter, the president of the George Cricket Club, Alfred Maybury, the president of Somerset Cricket Club, St. George's team was introduced, and Somerset team was introduced. Let's get last night's proceedings.
Good evening, everybody. Now, give me 1 second. I won't take long, but it is important because since, I want to say 2010, I've had the opportunity to attend this event annually. And it is an honor for me to be able to host this event on behalf of the Progressive Labour Party government. The holiday that we celebrate has its roots in emancipation. We must remember that this is a celebration of emancipation. And for that, it, without question, has very, very special meaning. So, the weekend is a great one. The camaraderie that is shared is a great one. But we also get to recognize a number of young men who are excelling and serving as role models for our community, and 2 clubs that work very hard on an annual basis to make sure that we can keep this tradition alive. So I want to thank everyone for your attendance today. It is nice to see so many of you here, friends, family, players past and present. And I wish that everyone has a very safe and enjoyable cup match holiday. I'm going to, let me behave myself. Because I was going to say that typically it's St. George's doing a rain dance so they can, I'll behave myself. But someone said that Emily's trying to play a visit, but I hope that we have 2 uninterrupted days of cricket, and may the best team on the field win. Thank you.
Yes, good evening everyone, and welcome to the annual Premier's Cup Match reception. I don't have many words to say because I truly believe that the event is put on by the players. With being a school teacher, you know I don't like talking over people. And I was going to put on my teacher voice just now, but this is not my function. But I'll continue on. Just want to say to everyone that we do appreciate the time that everyone takes to come out and come to this function and show their support for either Somerset or St. George. But I would like to say that from St. George's Cricket Club, we do welcome you down to Wellington Oval. Things are going very well. My management team, along with members and people of the community, have done a fantastic job of ensuring that our facility is top-notch. And if Emily, she did do something in 1987. That was September 1987. This same year St. George's won in Somerset. So if Emily is trying to make another trip, then maybe it's a victory trip for St. George's. If some players were born after 1987, they wouldn't know. But because I was just going to university. But on a serious tip, On behalf of the St. George's Cricket Club officer members, we would like to welcome you to Wellington Oval, because what I truly believe it will be a very exciting games, and I want to say congratulations to all the players, Somerset and St. George's. So, all in all, welcome and have a good evening. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. First to Mr. Painter, President of St. George. I want to congratulate him for it's usually when they're eating that they go quiet. Feeding them and they're still talking loud. Must be something with their food. Or it's what they're drinking. To Neil, I came down yesterday and to watch a Cup match, and I'm happy to see that things are on track and they're just about ready to host this year's Cup match event. And I say congratulations to you and the committee for what we see at this point and what we're assured is going to be top class facility prepared for all of Bermuda to come and enjoy 2 days of great activity, super fun, and a great game. Somerset is ready. We're ready to come, to conquer, and go back with the heart. So, all I can say is, come. If you're a Somerset fan, you will enjoy. If you're a St. George's fan, there will be plenty there for you to drink your sorrows away. But no, I just hope that everybody who comes to St. George has a wonderful time, enjoys a great game, and we all continue to remember the purpose of the game is that we celebrate us and our freedom. And we need to get that message out that this is about us. Our young people need to learn about us and what we're all about. So come out to St. George. Make sure you're wearing red and blue. And have a great time. Thank you, everyone.
Glenn just said that I don't have any colors on today. Well, I thought after my interview on the radio today I didn't have to say anymore. But I did wear a little blue in my color to all my St. George's brothers and sisters. But my heart is good red. But I would just like to, I think Neil said it best when he was trying to get everybody to be quiet. But when you have a function and you're serving alcohol to our people, that's going to be a challenge. So I would just like to say a big thank you to both Neil and Alfred and Somerset and St. George's for the great work that you've always done and continue to do. I would like to also emphasize the importance of this 2-day holiday. And Alfred, you said it best. Emancipation Day is very important for our people. I would say for all of us, or people that look like us, now you all know that I'm not really white. I came out of the oven just a little early. But on behalf of the ministry, my premier, my fellow ministers, my wife, I would like to say to both teams, St. George's and Somerset, I wish you both the best. And I know that there was talk today about Somerset missing Mr. Cup Match himself. But of course we know that the chemistry has been built and is steadfast. And we look forward to seeing chemistry down in St. George's. Sorry, Neil. But we're looking forward to that chemistry bringing the cup back fast. But to all of you, wish you the best. Guys, enjoy yourselves. Have fun. And I look forward to watching both days of fantastic cricket. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everyone. I can start off with Alan Douglas. Cole, as our inspector. Rico Kawatu. Reserve Charles Trutt. Reserve Isaiah Greaves. Reserve Dean Simons. And my vice captain, Rico Ananias Baskin. Ronald Ken. Sinclair Smith. Georgia Brand. Rico Zico Bridges. And Treadwell Gibbons. And also myself, Captain McCarson. I'd just like to say, I'll see you guys Thursday.
Good evening, everybody. I'm going to start with my reserves first. Justin Pudding. Al J. Richardson. Quincy James. Trey Mendes. Greg Mabry. Stephen Otterbridge. Derek Franklin. Jacon Ennis. Chris Douglas. Dion Stowe, Rico. Kamal Lebrock, Rico. Terry Frey. The Vice Captain Malachi Jones. And one more team member, ladies and gentlemen, Jordan Da Silva. Good evening, everybody. Again, thank you to the Premier and everybody involved in hosting this event. We enjoy it every year. And it's a good chance, especially for the guys that haven't been here before, get a little taste of what's going to happen Thursday and Friday, meeting certain former cricketers and poets that be in this country. I keep hearing that 2017 is the year of change. You know, the government, Eastern County, America's Cup. But the one thing that has not changed is the allegiance of our Premier. There might be a different Premier, but he still wears red and blue. And for what? For the last few years, that has been a good omen for us, and hopefully that continues Thursday and Friday. Thank you very much.
Bermuda, listen up. D-Music is here exclusively for Digicel customers. Open up a world of music at your fingertips and access millions of songs from free. With D-Music, you can easily search for your favorite artists and create playlists to fit your lifestyle. Plus, you have the option to download music to your device so you can find a song for any moment, even when offline. D-Music comes with 1 gig of free data to stream and download songs without it impacting your data usage. That's 32 hours worth of music. Visit us in-store or online to see how you can get D-Music today.
Emily.
Well, some folks wish they would have a retired name.
Well, as you saw in the clip, Neil alluded to Emily back in 1987, the year St. George's won Cup match. Emily came in September. She's looking as if she's making a earlier return, and hopefully we can have that same outcome come the end of come the end of Friday. But weather's going to play a huge part of this. We have that tropical storm.
Downgraded now to tropical depression, but it can always easily pick right back up.
Yeah. And it is expected to dump quite a bit of rain. The good thing it's been downgraded. The winds would obviously be the one thing that we would be concerned about with so much stuff around here. We want to be concerned about lightning in the area because there's a lot of scaffolding that's, but it's been grounded. I've been told a lot of that stuff has been taken care of, assessed with the weather situations and so forth. But you don't want to have a situation where something flares up and you have all these people in harm's way kind of thing. So everyone keep your eye and ears on the forecast, what's going on, and be prepared. Just be prepared.
And that's, you said it, be prepared. I mean, precaution is everything. And I'm just going to even state, especially if you're bringing young kids.
Yes.
Very important if you're bringing young kids because scaffold will be wet, stairs will be wet, there's going to be puddles around. St. George's get a little mucky down here, but they've done such a great job around these grounds. They've done a tremendous job with the club, all the new infrastructure they put in, and you got to give kudos to all the folks behind the scenes. And I don't think we give enough respect to people behind the scenes, the volunteers that makes this event so successful.
Yeah, it's tireless.
Yes.
They work from sun up to sundown. To make this possible. People show up on the day, bring their stuff, and say, "Wow, this looks good." But what it takes to actually put this event on, you hear from the club presidents, you hear from club people themselves that talk about they start the minute the game ends in the other place. They start their preparation. You know, Alfred was talking about it the other day. His preparation, even though he's on his way out, the preparation for Cup match starts Friday night for them. They go into a meeting Saturday and they begin that preparation for 2018 Cup match in Somerset. You know, so it's a thankless job at times, but I have to take my hat off to both Neil and Alfred and the people that they have surrounded themselves with that help to make this classic what it is after 115 years.
Also, before we get off the topic of Cup match, we got to give a big shout out and respect to HSBC.
Yes.
Because they've allowed Islandstats to be a part of the production.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let you talk about it more because, you know, I'm on the other side. But on this side, but on the other side.
Well, I mean, I'm really excited the fact that given the opportunity to stream the broadcast from here at Wellington Oval under TNT Productions, who will be producing it for televisions, but just to be involved. Never thought it would happen. Phone call away, and things went into motion rather quickly. I want to thank HSBC for entrusting Islandstats to be their message carrier, because basically that's what we are. We're carrying their message to the people who can't be here, and will be available to watch online. And hopefully the match shows up to the potential that we would expect it to be, and makes HSBC that much more prouder to be a part and title sponsor for 11 years.
And that's what's so important about the corporate sponsorship and the partnerships that we do have, along with TNT Productions, VSB, and also Islandstats, that we can bring it to people and Bermudians alike around the world. And that's when we get all those messages. You know, the people in the UK up to 10, 11 o'clock at night to see what's still going on, because we're still in day's play.
Right.
So those are the great things that they've allowed us to get out. It's not just for the folks who got the radios around the field, or the singers who are at home, but also for the folks who are off the island. So we just want to thank HSBC and TNT Productions, everybody who's involved in the background, because it makes our job a lot easier.
Yeah. Well, on to a bit of sad news, or could be sad news. Naki Wells. He will be having a scan later this week to determine whether or not he needs an ankle operation. This just throws a spanner in the works with the possibility of him either being a Huddersfield player, continuing, or being transferred, or even going out on loan.
Even released.
Yeah.
Or even released.
I can't see him releasing because he's under contract until the end of the year.
Right, until the end of the year.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but the mere fact that this injury, possible injury, has come out the worst time. David Wagner, the coach, says he could be out 2 to 3 weeks, depending on what the scan reveals. And that's going to be a little disappointing, because he'll miss the start of the season if he stays, in fact, a Huddersfield player.
Yeah, but like I said, we talked about it last year. I think some of Naki's best attributes is rebounding. You know, when the chips are down, he always seems to pull his way through.
Right.
When everybody is counting against him, he's able to make the score. When people are not expecting him to score, he's actually scoring. He goes to Wembley, he's actually at Wembley. And prove, giving Arsenal fits. That who would have thought?
Yeah.
So I think that's his DNA.
Yes. Yeah.
I have no faith when, and for me, like I said from this last show, for me, is just take care of the injury first.
Yes.
Don't race it, because sometimes you racing back from an injury causes more other things to do.
Right.
So I think the professional help that he does have in Huddersfield, they're going to want to protect their investment, because you said they're still under their investment.
Yeah.
So even if they do want to put him on loan or transfer him, they want to get value for him. So I would not race it back, especially for ankle. Especially in the early season. And you got to think, in England, it's only going to get colder.
Yes.
So we know what happens with injuries and the coldness and all that. So now that it is a bit warm, try to get as much treatment as possible and come back at not 100%, but 110%.
Right.
Once I know that happens, it's in.
Yeah. Well, staying with football news, Kalisha Anton, a FIFA instructor, was on the island recently, helping 2 and more officials prepare for the upcoming season, as well as helping 2 of our officials prepare for the under-15 boys CONCACAF tournament, which will be held in Orlando. Got a chance to meet up with her just before she left. There's the interview with Kalisha Anton, FIFA instructor. Kalisha Anton, FIFA instructor. You've been on the island for a bit now, working with some of our referees who have international commitment. But from the last time you were here to this time, have you seen much improvement of just fitness level and commitment to the game of football?
Yes, there have been a lot of improvement, actually. Even some of the younger referees has made it their business to come out and be a part of the training and so on. So I can say, yes, there's been improvement, but you do know that improvement takes a process. So it's a process, so it will take time for them to get to where they actually should be. But I must say that there has been improvement.
With the international commitment coming up, mainly the CONCACAF Under-15 boys tournament, we have 2 officials going as assistant referees. These 2 were in the same place last year. Anything was a girls' tournament. What did you see in them that would have gotten them back to, that the officials would have looked to get them back to this tournament?
Well, see, these boys are men, I should say. They're really committed, and they have the zest, the zeal. They want to be FIFA referees, and that has been one of their greatest advantage or asset, that they're really coming out to train so that they can get there. Technical and physical, they're really putting in their best and hard work to get there, and that's a difference between them last year and now this year. I mean, for me this year, I wasn't here last year. I got a personal invitation to assist the FA after I was here in April on a course sent by FIFA, and then they sent me a personal invitation to assist them. So within the period, that 4-week period between April and now, and with last year itself, you would have seen some sort of improvement, great improvement in their ability to officiate, and even more their mental capacity of wanting it more and more.
The challenge of going, because I guess the ambition and the goal is to become FIFA officials, whether it be referee or assistant referees, but it's a difficult task of making it there and also staying there. What are some of the things you've been advising these guys what they have to do if they are allowed to get on there, and what they have to do to stay a part of that program?
Right. So we say it's easy to get on, but very much hard to stay. Same thing. So eating, you always have to impress upon them their nutrition, the way how they eat. They can't be a pizza process all the time. So their nutrition, how they eat is one. Training, how they train, not the quantity of training, but the quality of training is very important. And also their commitment to wanting to train and to be the best at both the physical and technical aspect, because refereeing is not just about, though I'm a fitness instructor, it's just not about the physical aspect. There's a mental capacity also, and there's a technical capacity, there's a psychological also, that you, just like any other athlete, referees are considered athletes, and they should consider themselves athletes, and everything that a Usain Bolt or Veronica Campbell, whomever may have to go, they have to go through it as well, because 90 minutes plus focusing is a tough thing to do for referees, 3, 4, and you have players 11. Imagine that, right? So yeah, I have been instilling them the importance of nutrition, training, commitment, sleep, very important. Rest is very important as well.
You had the opportunity to watch the Under-20 Women's World Cup qualifiers here in Bermuda. Looking at the referees and having words with the 2, or even the ones that have been coming training, what were some of the things you were pointing out that the referees in those matches were doing that these guys need to sort of get in their head, that these are the things they need to try and emulate?
Well, in all honesty, I wasn't really pointing out. What I did was gave them homework for them to point out their weaknesses or what they see that they can work on, and they saw they came back, they would have said flag technique, the way how the referee transition from one play to another and so on. So they would have done some work and would have recognized and scripted all of it and realized now how we can change it and so on. Some of them also, 2 of them would have had the ability to speak with some of the referees and interact with them, whom the ladies really encouraged them as well, so they really appreciated that also. So I think they had a good time, when Bermuda hosted the tournament, but they themselves, seeing the referees, they had an opportunity to speak with them and understand more and to question them as to how they can, regardless whether they were females, they said, hey, they are referees and they don't have a problem in questioning them and asking them how they can become better, and that they did as well.
Well, on behalf of Bermuda and I guess the Bermuda Football Association, I want to thank you for taking your time out, an invitation to come to Bermuda, but also work hard with some of our guys that want to achieve a little more than just being an official in Bermuda.
Yeah, thank you very much, and I really appreciated it. It was an invitation and I accepted to be here. Bermuda, lovely place, so it was 2 in 1 so I really enjoyed it as well. So I want to say thanks to Mr. Sabe, the General Secretary, and the President, Mr. Wade, but more so also Mr. Williams, the Chairman of the Referees Committee, for inviting me again, and also just for the boys and the referees who came out for working so hard as well. I really appreciate it also. So thank you very much.
Open up a world of music at your fingertips and access millions of songs from free with D-Music, exclusively from Digicel. With D-Music, you can stream and download songs and create playlists of your favorite artists to fit your lifestyle. Whether you're working out at the gym, getting ready for a Friday night, or just chilling at home, D-Music comes with 1 gig of free data to stream and download songs without it impacting your data usage. That's 32 hours worth of music. Visit us in-store or online to see how you can get D-Music today.
Well, Jay, back here at the Wellington Oval on Sunday, Somerset were able to retain the Colts Cup Match trophy.
Lift your voice up a little bit. Lift your voice up a little bit.
What do you mean?
A little bit more excitement. Come on.
Yeah, they were able to retain it. They were on their way to winning it, but time ran out. They were set a target of 257 by St. George's, 257 for 6. And they were 228 for 1. Alex Dorr scoring a century, not out, and another youngster on 80 not out.
Jade Morrissey.
A couple of chances went down. I mean, Somerset dropped at least 7 chances in their inning as well. A couple of chances went down for St. George. But all in all, congratulations to Somerset for retaining the Colts Cup Match trophy. Jordan reminded me last night that he's already got one in the bag, looking to secure the major one. I had to remind him, you know, we've had a conversation that the match is played on the field, so let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. Just in talking with the 2 captains, you know, I got a, believe it or not, Mackay Simmons is my cousin, and Jordan I've known for a very long time, so we have a bit of banter between each other, so comfortable in talking around each other and talking about just about anything. But it's one of those things where I think these 2 have known each other long enough and have respect for each other, and will try to keep their teams in that light.
Well, most definitely. You said it all. I mean, the respect. And because they're new captains, they're also trying to make sure they live up to the respect from their fellow players. So they're both young.
Right.
And they're both great ambassadors for the club.
Yeah.
And I think these are the reasons why Mackay is captain. I mean, because he's a St. George's.
Yeah.
If they had a marble team, he'd probably play marble with them too. You know, so but those are the players that you want.
Right.
No matter what the stats say, we can go all day. Who should be on the team?
Right.
Stats.
Right.
Personally, I think this year, particularly this year, the league started late.
Right.
Due to the 2020 being in the beginning of the year. How much can you really assess from the league season going into cup match?
I mean, if you go by stats, there'd be names that you wouldn't even be able to mention.
Yeah, we couldn't even mention.
Yeah.
But go back to Cold Cup match. It gives you a look into the future of what Somerset has to come down the pipeline, and they've got a lot of talented little kids. Now, that's not to say that St. George's doesn't.
Right.
But I think cup match is going to be pretty good for the next. If we can keep these kids on the right road, cup match will be pretty good for the next generation, because these players, they've got that so-called raw talent.
Right. You know, funny enough, I happened to be here talking with Cleon Scotland, who's in the UK. Marcus was playing for St. George's, and Gary Moreno. We were having a conversation about that. And the one thing I kept reminding guys is about patience.
Yes.
How much patience does these Somerset guys have? Because and I emphasize Somerset guys because Somerset's team is still young. You got guys knocking on the door, right? You can't see Somerset unless something drastic happens. Can't see Somerset changing too much in the next 4 years.
Well,
how long would these players wait?
I'll tell you, you know, and I think it's been a year now, or a year, 2 years, where they basically, once you come a reserve, you're locked in.
You're locked in, yes.
You know, and I think that's what you're seeing now between the 2 clubs.
Yes.
Yeah, if you look at their reserve system, this year with for the senior team, Charles Strutt being reserve, which for me, I would have had him in the St. George's, but that's me.
Right.
CJ Outerbridge pulled up with a slight groin or pull, whatever it may be.
Right.
So you need at least know now that's St. George's future.
Right. Well, a bit of news there. CJ has actually pulled out from being a reserve, and he used the injury time to heal.
Which would be great.
Yeah. So
because he still has a season to finish with St. David's.
Yeah.
On the other side, you'll see the likes of Justin Corday. He's been reserved before. Also, L.J. Richardson.
Yes. I'm really surprised that they did not take Alex Dorsch as securing.
Well, you know what, Aaron, and I'm glad you brought up his name because I saw him on Saturday for the trial match, and I almost didn't recognize him.
Yeah.
Alex, if you can hear me now, proud of you.
Yes.
Proud of you.
He's away in school in Canada.
What you've done physically in the last 8 months to 9 months, got to commend you because a lot of youngsters sometimes just have trouble losing weight.
Yes. Yeah.
And he's lost a significant amount of weight. And if he keeps that up, he's got the talent. But many people have always said if he was to lose some weight, But you can see he's dedicated himself while it's been away to lose. So Alex, man, I just want to commend you on what you're doing and keep it up. I that's Alex?
Yeah.
But people don't realize how much you being fit, especially in this game, and well, not to go back to the initial story, but we're going to see, you mentioned patience. Patience will play a part in this match.
Yeah.
So 2 days. Not too many players are used to playing 2 days. Now, they might be interrupted by the rain, but I can guarantee we've got a nice breeze coming now. And that's probably the only good thing that Emily's going to bring is some breeze.
Yes.
But it's going to be very steamy down here.
Right. Well, I had a chance to speak with Dwayne Sluggo of Rev Rock yesterday. And one of the things we were talking about was sessions of the game. You want to...
Winning section.
Right. And you want to take session after session. So the game starts at 10, first water breaks 11:10. So you want to be in that session. Then you regroup at the water break and you come out and you want to take it to lunch. You want to be in that session. You don't want to let that session slip away, because if you let too many sessions slip away, you find yourself out of the game.
And that's like I get back to the point of patience and sometimes just fatigue.
Right.
You've seen the last probably 3 cup matches that St. George's is basically been going blow for blow with Somerset for basically the first 4 sessions. It's after that the game seems to go a different direction for St. George's.
Yeah.
That is the last 3 cup matches St. George's has been in
driver's seat.
Sessions.
Yeah. Driver's seat for 4 sessions.
4 sessions. It's the session after lunch on the second day when things start to go a little bit different.
Yeah. And hopefully, and I keep saying it, we just got to put 8 sessions together. We put those together.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. We put those together, and the talk is different.
Oh, yeah.
Automatically it changes. So, we're going to do a shorter show today. We want to wrap up with good luck to you and Somerset. Yes. I'm looking forward to the entertaining display in the middle of the wicket. I'm looking forward to the banter that will probably have your battery in your phone dead. And I look forward to our conversation at the conclusion of day 1.
Yes.
And then obviously at the conclusion of day 2. So to Somerset supporters, come down to Wellington Oval. Bring all your solo cups. As Jason said to me before, he's got a whole bunch of solo cups. Bring them, enjoy the drinks in them, but that'll be the only cup you will take home on Friday.